For me, summer is one of those seasons where I look forward to it all year long, and then once it arrives, I just don't know what to do with myself. This year, I really want to make the effort to kind of connect with my inner child, kind of get that feeling of school summer holidays and just joy and freedom back. I've been developing a recipe for what I am calling a sunshine cake.
I'm just making icing on the camera.
It really does make me feel a little bit like a fairy, and as I said, that's exactly what I want. Hello friends, welcome here or welcome back to another video. When you are watching this video, it is officially summer. Summer has finally arrived and that is just so exciting. Obviously I'm filming this just a little bit in advance, and so today I'm going to be taking you through some of the preparations and little bits and bobs I'm doing to prepare to enjoy my summer to the fullest. Because for me, summer is one of those seasons where I look forward to it all year long, and then once it arrives, I just don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I never live up to my fullest potential in the summer. I sometimes find the heat really overwhelming and sticky and unpleasant, but there is so much beauty and fun to be found among all of the summer weather and all of the things that summer has to offer. And so this year I really want to make the effort to kind of connect with my inner child, kind of get that feeling of school summer holidays and just joy and freedom back. So today we are going to go and see how much we can prepare for this season ahead. I have a few things up my sleeve. I really want to make a bucket list. I'd love to make a cake. I have been developing a recipe for what I am calling a sunshine cake, which I think could be very useful today. I'm hoping it will summon the sun back out to shine upon us later today. And of course, I'd also love to frolic through some of the beautiful summery spaces near to me. There are some beautiful parks and lots of flowers are still in bloom at the end of springtime coming into summer. But summer is just such a beautiful month, and as much as we will try and celebrate it, I know for some of us it can be difficult. So I hope you will join me today in embracing everything that comes with summer, the good and the bad, and preparing for the season ahead. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead, get cozy or cool down depending on what the weather's doing in your part of the world. And let's settle in to a very cozy, summery day. So as I mentioned, the first thing I would really love to do today is to make a bucket list, something that can keep me a little bit accountable, something to look at and kind of inspire me for the summer ahead. And I also think making it is probably going to make me quite excited. So behind me, hiding, I've got my sketchbook, my big sketchbook. I've got some pencils and some stickers, and I think I'm just going to go and think of lots of things I would really love to do in the upcoming season. What a fun way to spend half an hour or so. I am so chuffed with my summer bucket list. You can never go wrong with a few stickers and bright colours and lots of pink, which is exactly what I've done for this one here. So, shall we go through the bucket list very quickly? I think yes. So the first thing we have is that I would really love to make some time to watch the sunset and the sunrise. Obviously the sunrise is going to be a little bit harder to do because peak summertime the sun will be rising here at between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. which, needless to say, is not my usual wake up time, but we'll see what we can do. Definitely though, I think I'll be able to catch some really beautiful sunsets this year. I also really want to go for a few summer fairy forest walks, which is basically just nature walks, but with a little bit more whimsy. Recently, I've actually made a playlist called Whimsical Walks, which is a lot of the kind of more whimsical cinematic instrumental music that I use in my videos, and I figured why not just make a playlist for me to listen to. So I've been listening to that on my walks and it's been really magical so far. So I'd really like to continue doing that, but do it somewhere that is full of nature and just really feel the magic of the season. I also really want to make some time to draw and paint outside. I really enjoy doing what I've done today, but there is something lovely about being outside. I suppose with that, I should also include reading and writing outside, but just being creative outside. I also have what I'm going to do a bit later today, which is bake a sunshine cake, because I'm hoping that today is going to turn out well and I can share the recipe with you and then make it a bunch more times this summertime. And I also want to set myself a reading challenge. I'm sure many other places did this, but while I was growing up in primary school, our local library did a reading challenge every single summer for the 6-week holidays, and you would read 6 books. And so I think I'm going to try and set myself a 6-week reading challenge. Let me know if you'd be interested in doing that with me, because I can maybe make a video about it or include it in a video in some way. I think that could be really fun. I'd love to get to the seaside at some point. It's just lovely being at the beach or going for a little paddle in the sea. Go for a picnic. I foresee myself going for many picnics this year. It's one of my favourite things to do. I last year released a video where I was living like a Bridgerton or Jane Austen, basically like a Regency era character for the day. I'll link that up here, but it was really fun and I'd love to do it again. Specifically, I'd really like to do it with a friend and just enjoy being silly and girly, and yeah, I think it'll be really fun. I'd also really like to try a new summer tea, a tea that just feels very seasonally appropriate. The teas that I drink for most of the year are very cozy, heartwarming teas, but I'd really like to uncover a new summer tea. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them below. And then finally, my birthday falls in the summertime. My birthday is in July and I'm turning 28 this year. And I think I really want to throw myself a birthday party for no particular reason other than I can't remember the last time I had a birthday party. So I think this year is the year where I am going to throw myself a birthday party and throw caution to the wind and invite all my friends, and I think it'll be a really fun time. And then lastly, to summarise this whole list and to include many more adventures, I have just put frolic in the splendour of the season. I want this summer to be full of frolicking and silliness and just really going with the flow and embracing everything that the season has to offer. And that is my bucket list. I really enjoyed doing that. It was a lot of fun to just not put too much pressure on myself and just do really fun, simple pictures to go with it. So I'm very pleased with that, and I would highly recommend that you make your own bucket list, and please share below anything that you're really looking forward to doing in summertime as well, because I'm sure we could all get some more ideas from each other. Alright, it seems that even by doing the bucket list, we seem to have summoned a little bit of sunshine, but I need to make some bread. Actually, I've got some bread on the side which really needs to go in the oven, and I also think now is the time that I would like to try and make my sunshine cake. So without further ado, let's tidy up what we've got here and get baking. myself. This is going to be such a pretty colour. When you cut into it, you can kind of see the yellowy sponge coming through. It hasn't risen quite as much as I was expecting, so if you do make this, and I think I'll add this into the recipe that I put in the description, I would add in about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, just to make sure it has a proper rise. And I also didn't use a whisk when I creamed together the butter and sugar, which would also probably give it a bit more lift. But needless to say, this I am very pleased with for an afternoon's work. It seems that our bucket list and sunshine baking has done the trick, because look at this glorious golden sunshine that we've summoned. I'm so excited. I'm gonna take a little break from filming now to make some dinner. I'm using a new recipe from this cookbook that me and George picked up the other day, and we are loving it so far. It's one of the only vegan plant-based recipe books that actually seems really approachable. It doesn't have a ton of ingredients that you just wouldn't have normally. It seems really, really good. We've made a couple of recipes in here so far, but one of the ones which really caught my eye whilst we were thinking of buying it was, let me find it, herby green shakshuka with butter beans and toasted ciabatta, and it looks like this, and this is what I'm going to attempt to make right now. It seems very simple. It's got leeks and garlic and cumin and some turmeric, some lemon, butter beans, coriander, spinach. It just sounds so delicious. I mean, look at that. So I'm gonna go away for a bit. I will, now I've shown you that picture, maybe I'll just insert a picture of what ours turned out like, and I'll put that just here. I'm not gonna film that because I feel like all I do in videos is cook, but I'll let you know what I think of it. And then after dinner has been enjoyed, this cake will be much cooler, which will be perfect for putting some icing on top. So I will check in with you in a little bit when it's time to decorate the cake. Dinner prep did not take as long as I anticipated, and George is currently taking a shower. The cake is completely cooled. You can't quite see it behind the bowl there. I've just got a bit of zest from an orange, and my original plan was to create a sunshine out of the orange, but I accidentally cut the orange the wrong way. So we're gonna improvise. We're gonna do a slightly different sunshiny design. But for the frosting, I've got a little bit of orange zest, and I'm gonna make a very simple cream cheese kind of a frosting. So I've got some soft cheese, 2 of these spoonfuls, I think. Oh, that's quite thick. 2. That seems good. I'm gonna add the juice from this side of the orange, although I'm not sure how well this is going to go. Oh, yeah, not very well. Hello, my love.
Yeah.
I'm just making icing on camera.
You can join if you want.
No.
I've messed up because I cut the orange the wrong way, and now it's just segments falling into a bowl, which is kind of gross. This is so gross. It's gonna taste nice. Quickly gonna wash my hands. Then I'm going to take some icing sugar. I'm making this up as I go, by the way. I don't know if that's completely obvious. Let me just move some things around so I can actually get to them. 2 tablespoons to begin with. Actually, I'm gonna make that 3 tablespoons. And then mix that all together. Oh, actually, no, I forgot. I've also brought turmeric back in. This isn't for flavour. I just want to give it a little bit of colour. So I'm just using the teeny tiniest amount. I don't even think you can see that. This is how much turmeric I'm adding. This is in 1/4 teaspoon. So it's literally just a touch. I can always add more if I want to. And I'm just going to stir all of this together.
preference on your slice of cake?
This one fell over, but it's the end piece. So this is my sunshine cake, which is an orange sponge essentially. It's a sponge with orange zest and a bit of orange juice and cinnamon and some turmeric, which is why it's bright yellow, and then a simple cream cheese frosting, which I just made up about an hour ago.
Fell over.
No!
Okay, take two.
Maybe push it over.
Yeah, because that's what got me. Delicious.
Perfect treat to round out the day.
Thank you.
The sunshine fairy singing as she flies across the land, and all the little flowers look up and understand. She sings to them and brings to them a message full of cheer. Greetings to you all, she says. The sunshine fairy's here. In every hole and corner where the shadow fairies hide, she stops and slips in quickly and drives them back outside. She flies to them and with a gleeful shout cries out loud, "Never mind, come out and face the world with me and leave your cares behind." The sunshine fairy's singing as she gently glides along, and every dream in all the world is safe inside her song. Hello friends, I have just come back from that absolutely gorgeous sunshiny walk. It was so nice to get out and about and just get so much vitamin D. It's just amazing what the sun can do and how much it can invigorate you. I always forget until it happens, but I feel so much better after my lovely walk, and I tried to make it just a teensy bit more whimsical today by taking a little poetry collection with me. This is one of the books by Margaret Tarrant. This is her Weather Fairies book, and I really wanted to share with you the Sunshine Fairies song, which is one of my all-time favourite poems, specifically from this collection, but of her works. And I collected these books as a child. My granny bought me the first few. I collected a couple, and I now have a few in my collection actually, and they are so beautiful, and every time I pick them up it transports me back to my childhood and that little kind of 6-year-old, 7-year-old Sarah who absolutely loved fairies and magic and princesses, which, as you know, is my theme for the summer this year. And so because of that, I've also adorned myself with a most beautiful flower crown. I hope you do approve. I really actually wanted to wear this out today, but I decided not to because it was very, very blustery and my hair loves to get tangled in at the best of times, and I thought this could actually be a little bit of a hazard, but I thought I would show it off for you for the outro of today's video because it really does make me feel a little bit like a fairy, and as I said, That's exactly what I want. I hope that you are all enjoying the summer so far and looking forward to the season ahead, whether it's a season that you already really love and look forward to, or whether it's one that you have to work a little bit harder to enjoy. And I hope that today's video has given you a little bit of comfort and a little bit of inspiration for the season ahead. I'm so excited to share the season with you, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It's only a few weeks ago, just hit 5,000 subscribers. And now when I'm filming this, we have over 7,000 people in our community, which is, again, so crazy, but just the most magical, wonderful thing. So if you are new here, or if you just haven't ever left a comment before, if you would like to, I would love it if you introduced yourself in the comments. I would love to get to know some of you a little bit more. So perhaps tell me your name and where you're from, and something that you're looking forward to about summer. As ever, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate every single second that you spend with me on my channel. I'm wishing you all a very magical, whimsical and wonderful start to the summer season. Take care, friends, and I will see you very soon in another video. Goodbye.